After I yelled Michiro's name, I was pulled by Nezuko along with Tanjiro. We were now outside the building. I looked over to see Nezuko, but she looked slightly different. She was taller and had a horn on the side of her head. Was this the form the one Tanjiro was talking about? Then we heard a laugh. It came from the demon that sent Michiro flying. This is fun! They really went flying. Didn't they? I'm gonna butcher the clones' names, but oh my god. Senkido. There was another one with a staff and snapped at him. There's nothing fun about it. I'm just angry. Angry about being mixed with you two. Karaku. I think that's how you say his name. Sorry if I butcher any of the clones' name. I don't know how to say them properly, and I haven't seen season 3. So yeah, I've only read the manga. Oh, then it's good we've been separated. I ran behind him to chop his throats since he stuck it out, but then, out of intent, he sent me flying in the same direction Michiro went. I flew. I slightly heard a loud, "You idiot!" You saw Michiro and yelled to him, "Miyo-kun!" You saw him and caught you. You looked at him and thanked him. Then you thought, this seems all too familiar. Remembering what happened on that mountain with Rui, all Michiro was thinking was how he felt. He thought of the line, "Did it hurt when you fall from heaven? 'Cause you're my angel." Then he thought, "Yin is my precious angel." You jumped out of his arms and grabbed his hand and started running with him. "Come on, we gotta get back quickly. The village is in danger." He nodded, agreeing with you. As both of you ran towards the village, you heard a noise. It was a young swordsmith that was training with Tanjiro. He was getting chased by a weird demon-like fish. You started running towards the child to protect him. Total concentration, angel breathing, second form, guardian angel. You performed the move protecting the young swordsmith. It says wordsmith here. Michiro thought, why is she protecting him? He's the lowest priority. The whole village is under attack. She should be protecting the chief and skilled artisans. The weird demon fish then kind of coiled around you, trapping you. The memory of you telling Michiro why you helped people plays in his mind. I don't see a reason not to help others. I enjoy doing it. Seeing people happy makes me happy. Plus, helping others often ends up helping yourself. He comes over to help you, and the young swordsmith, slicing the fist that hit the child and the coils around you. He then slices the head off, and it started growing back. Then he realized that the weak spot is the pot on top of its back. He sliced that, and it screamed, and it faded away. The child hugged you and Michiro, thanking the both of you for saving his life. As the two of you were going to leave, he yelled, Kanamurari was under attack, and Hanagazawa didn't sleep because he was repairing Tanjiro's sword. Then he pleaded for us to help him. You said you'd help them. Come on, Michiro, let's go. He was going to refuse, but then he started remembering what his master told him when he first woke up, and couldn't remember anything. How he will soon find himself again, and how his memories will return. Michiro picked up the young swordsmith, and both of you ran to help the endangered swordsmiths. While Michiro was carrying the child, I took care of taking the Goto's work, even though I felt bad because he worked so hard on them. We found Kanamori, and Michiro asked him to give his sword to him. Kanamori looked at the sword he was fighting with, seeing how chipped and rigid it was. He started freaking out. He was going to Hanagazawa's to learn more about Michiro, so he could make him a proper katana. Kamori led us to the hut that Hanagazawa was in. It also had a sword that Michiro could use, but he stopped Kanamori from stepping towards the hut. I stepped ahead. Gyoko, I knew you were there. You might as well just come out. Heyo! Then Gitu appeared from one of his pots. You're so observant, Yin-chan. Well, as expected, you're a Hashira after all. I've missed you greatly. He said. I felt bad because I also kind of missed him. Then, I'm fighting against them? You know, Kogashibo-doma got into a lot of trouble because you left. Master crashed all his internal organs. Kogashima-doma really misses you too. Why don't you come back, dear? I was about to tell him no when Michiro walked in front of me. He then passed me, and I felt a bloodlust and anger coming from him. She's not going anywhere with you, but either are you. This is where your story ends. Michiro pointed his sword at him. I could see the nervousness on Kyoto's face. I was kind of nervous myself. I've never seen Michiro so angry. Nobody, human or demon, is ever taking my yin-chan away. Nobody in my way anybody in my way gets my blade. Well, let me show you my 3 great creations for tonight, he said, even though I could see the nervousness on his face. Creations? What are you talking about? I asked him, confused by what his moron could be saying. He clapped his hands while saying, This first one I call is the death of smiths, then a bunch of dead swordsmiths with swords in them and their bodies in weird positions. I heard Yin gasp. I turned to see with her with a face that only could never ever have. She was practically sobbing, her hand over her mouth. How could you do such a thing? She asked quietly. This is unacceptable. This demon was going to die for making Yin cry. I sliced his vase, but then he just moved to a different one. He was getting angry about me interrupting him, slowly showing his creations. Yin was about to attack him, but he let out some goldfish-type creatures. But then a bunch of needles came out of it. Then they were about to hit Yin and the swordsmith, but I blocked them with my body. Michiro-kun! Lord Tokito! You swordsmith are in the way. Run and hide. The swordsmith ran away. Yin then stood in front of me, preparing to attack and protect me. Michiro was probably going to be weakened now. I can't say his name now. Kyoko's needles are filled with a poison that paralyzes his body. Ah, Yin-chan, once I bring you back to the master, I'll show you the greatest creation made by your little Hashira friend. The possibilities with him. I wasn't sad, but now I was mad. Total concentration, angel breathing, 8th form, heavenly light. I sliced one of his arms, but he disappeared into a vase. I finally get to see you in action. What a beautiful form. You're a piece of art, Yin. I tried again and again. I was able to do this attack more and more. I noticed where most of the vases are. Total concentration, angel breathing, 7th form, scattering feathers. Destroying these vases should make these a bit easier. I tried slicing his head off again, but then a bunch of water came out of a vase. Then I was trapped in a poison water prison. There, it's going to be really hard for you to get out of that, Yin-chan. After I destroy the village, I'll take you to the master. Then I'll be greatly rewarded. Then Michiro then started fighting him. I tried desperately to slice it open, but then I tried it. It would start fumbling around. Michiro got caught in the water prison. This is bad. Like, really bad.